What's up, fiends? Lucard here. Today, I've got the new stuff coming out in June 2023 on physical media. Alright, so we're starting off on June the 6th, which is this Tuesday. And first up, we have not a pair, but actually quite a few Harrison Ford movies coming to 4K. And so first up, we have Clear and Present Danger. I do remember seeing this one in the movie theater. Yeah, I'm that old, folks. Yeah, it was pretty good from what I remember. I don't know if I'm getting it on 4K for me personally, but it is going to be available. Also coming on June the 3rd is all three of the Indiana Jones movies on 4K, including, of course, Raiders of the Lost Ark, Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, my personal favorite, and of course Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, which is totally awesome. And I guess if you really want to complete the collection, also Kingdom of the Crystal Skull will also be available on 4K. Let me know if you actually like that one. I would like to know, because I did not. Alright, and the cool one for me, at least, on 4K coming out on Tuesday the 6th is, of course, the Mummy trilogy with Brendan Fraser. Yeah, I do like these movies. I didn't really like the second one too much, but especially the first one. The first one's really good. I really like the first one a lot. Now we'll move on to Blu-rays. I'm just going to kind of go in order. I'm going to do 4Ks first, then Blu-rays, then DVDs. All right, so of course the big one coming out on the 6th is Renfield. Yep, as far as I know, it's not getting a 4K release as of yet, but it is coming out on Blu-ray and DVD, as you can see. I still haven't seen this one yet, but I really want to. I love Nicolas Cage as Dracula. I think that's just perfect. I know he's probably not in it that much, but I still want to see it. All right, next up we have a really cool Arrow box set in Giallo Essentials Blue Edition. It features three movies. The Forbidden Photos of a Lady Above Suspicion, Death Walks on High Heels, and Death Walks at Midnight. I have seen Forbidden Photos. That one's pretty cool. I like that one a lot. I don't know if the $80 justifies it, but it is a pretty cool collection. And again, it is Arrow, so you know you're going to get a decent presentation on it at least. And while we're talking Arrow, we might as well talk about the other one coming out, and that's going to be Warriors 2. Starring Casanova Wong and Sammo Hung. Sammo Hung, that's enough for me to buy it right there. So, I'll probably end up getting this one eventually. All right, next up from Shout Factory, we have The Strangler from 1964 with Victor Buono. I was reading about this one earlier. It seems really cool. And apparently it was released at the height of the Boston Strangler murders. So, pretty cool. I will definitely be checking this one out at some point. All right, and lastly, on June the 6th, we have two documentaries. First up, we have The Horror Crowd, which highlights the Hollywood horror community. So, that might be interesting to check out. Who knows? All right, and the other interesting documentary, and the last one for June the 6th that I'll mention, is Kubrick by Kubrick. Apparently, what they did is they edited a bunch of interviews and stuff with Kubrick and kind of made a linear, or as linear as you can be with Kubrick, a linear story and a little documentary about it. So I thought this was pretty cool. I'm definitely going to be checking this one out. All right, so now we move on to June the 13th. And first up, of course, I'm going to do the 4Ks. And, of course, the big one coming out is John Wick Chapter 4. I think everybody pretty much knows at least what John Wick is, so I'm not going to go into all that. It's going to be coming to 4K, so enjoy. And the other big 4K for horror lovers will be Insidious in a Steelbook 4K. So if you don't have that, look out for that one. And we do also have a slasher coming to 4K. We've got Scream from 1981. Yeah, the original Scream, folks, not this newfangled '90s 2000 Scream. No, no, no. This is the 1981 Scream. Totally different type of movie. And we do have one more 4K coming out for you, and it's the Criterion Collection version of Time Bandits. So yeah, Time Bandits is coming to 4K. I remember when this got released on DVD way back when, and then it got upgraded to Blu-ray, and now we finally have the 4K. All right, and the big Blu-ray release of the 13th is The Pope's Exorcist with, of course, Russell Crowe. I've heard pretty good things about this one. Let me know if you've seen this one, because I'm very interested in this one. All right, and Arrow's bringing it one more time. This time it's the Shaw Brothers Classics Volume 1. And it features 11 different movies, all on Blu-ray, including The Assassin, The Thundering Sword, The Golden Swallow, The Jade Raksha, The Bells of Death, The Sword of Swords, Killer Darts, The Invincible Fist, Dragon Swamp, The Flying Dagger, and The Golden Sword. Now, I've seen The Golden Sword and The Golden Swallow. And they're both pretty damn good, so this should be a kick-ass box set here. And next up, we have another box set, this time from Indicator, Mexico Macabre, 4 Sinister Tales from the Alameda Films Vault, 1959 to 1963. And as you can see, the 4 films, Black Pit of Dr. M, The Brainiac, The Witch's Mirror, and The Curse of the Crying Woman. Now, I've not seen any of these, but I do like Mexican horror, especially in that era. So this might be a pretty cool little pickup right here. All right, who likes witches? Because we've got Witch Trap from MVD Rewind. I really like the MVD Rewind series that they've done. I like most of the movies that they've put out. So, and they're pretty good quality. So I'm pretty pleased with these guys. Witch Trap is, from what I remember, was okay. It's been quite a long time, probably at least 20 years since I've seen it. But from what I remember, it was okay. Let me know if you've seen this one. All right, and this is the one I'm probably looking most forward to on the 13th personally, and it is Dr. Caligari. This is like the 1990-ish movie that they did. And of course, it's basically the Cabinet of Dr. Caligari, but it's a little different. I've been waiting for this one for quite a while, and this one's coming out courtesy of our friends Mondo Macabro. All right, do we have any Donnie Yen fans in the house? Because we have a new movie called Sakura. And he has this weird little wig on. But again, it's Donnie Yen, so how bad can it be? The martial arts is going to be kick-ass, so at least we have that. All right, and next up, a nostalgic favorite, if you will. Of course, this is a TV movie, so it's not going to be super high quality or anything, but it is going to be on Blu-ray, so that's interesting. And it's Project Alf. This is the movie they made years after the TV show. It's really not all that great of a movie, but it's Alf, so it's somewhat funny at least. All right, and Mondo Macabro is not done yet because we have The Witch's Mountain. Now, I don't know about you, but that looks like a pretty cool cover. And this one is pretty high on my list. I'm hoping the price comes down a little eventually, and I will definitely investigate this one for sure. All right, so now we're going to move on to the DVDs that are being released. Some of these are being released in multiple formats, but I'm just kind of telling you the highest one that they're being released. That's how I'm kind of doing this list. But first up, we have from SRS Cinema, we have the retail version of Motorboat. Of course, I know you could get this before on their website, but now it's available everywhere on the 13th. I don't know. SRS is kind of iffy. Some of their stuff's like really good, and then some of their stuff is really bad. So, at least the stuff that they release, quality-wise of the movies, what I mean, not the disc and all are great. They're not. It's not nothing like that. But yeah, Motorboat. Let me know if you've seen Motorboat. I do want to see it because that's how I am. All right, next one we have one I have not heard of, and it is called Fear the Invisible Man. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to this one as well. Even though it looks like a low budget, whatever, especially it's only being released on DVD. So now, of course, you can't forget Wild Eye, and they'll be releasing the physical copy of Jurassic Shark 3: Sea Venge. This is, I believe, Mark Polonia and the Polonia Pals. So yeah, should be a hoot. All right, and from our friends from ITN Distribution, we've got Island of the Dolls. Now, dolls are pretty creepy to me, so yeah, this one might be a little freaky. I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, I'll be checking this one out. It may be ended up at the dollar store or something very soon. Who knows? Right, and another one I haven't heard of: The Ones You Didn't Burn. Seems to be sort of a ghosty, witchy thing. So yeah, this one might be a sleeper too. Who knows? All right, and chalk this one up on yet another one that we've never heard of. It's The New Hands, which seems to be sort of a Frankenstein-esque slasher. Like it's like he gets the hands, and it's yeah. So yeah, that might be all right. I think the price point's a little high on that personally, but what you gonna do? And SRS is back at it one more time with Bedridden. Yeah, this one seems a nice big Ouija planchette on there, and freaky looking person. So yeah, that might be okay. And this one's pretty interesting. This one's a documentary called Penny Pinchers: The Kings of No Budget Horror. So this is a documentary about all these directors who make these movies on the cheap. So I am very interested in this one. And this one is from our friends from Wild Eye. And the final movie from June the 13th, we have Bug-Eyed Monsters Invade Earth. Now, number one, love the title. Number two, love the cover. And it looks super cheesy and cheap. And it looks like it could be a whole heck of a lot of fun. I don't know about you. All right, so now we move on to June the 20th. And of course, Avatar is coming out. I'm not going to cover that, but I'm sure you probably already know that if you're a fan. But the one I want to talk about is the 4K of Ronin. Yeah. A really cool action flick here with Robert De Niro finally getting a 4K release. I'm looking forward to this one. I'll probably be picking this one up. All right, now we move on to the Blu-rays that are coming out. And first off is a collection of Mr. Boris Karloff. It is the Mr. Wong collection. He did 5 movies, I believe, and all 5 of them are in this collection from Kino Lorber. I love Kino Lorber. They always are very consistent in putting out quality copies of their movies. All right, and next up we have what sounds really cool. It's called Diary of a Hitman, and is with Forrest Whitaker and Sherilyn Fenn. And he is a professional killer. He's hired to kill Sherilyn Fenn and her baby. And if he does it, he can retire. And if he doesn't, he's gonna die, kind of thing. So yeah, that sounds really cool. I'm looking forward to this one too. So let me know if you've seen this one. I haven't heard of this one until like today. So let me know if you've seen this one. Next up, we have a box set called The Game Trilogy, featuring the 3 movies: The Most Dangerous Game, The Killing Game, and The Execution Game. And as you can see, it's being released by Arrow. Again, I've not heard of any of these or the people involved, but Arrow again puts out really good stuff and stuff that I'd be interested in watching. All right, this next one is one of the most divisive movies I've ever come across, and it is the release of Skinamarink on Blu-ray and DVD. I do have a review of this one on the channel if you'd like to see my thoughts. I'm kind of torn. Like, I like it and I don't. I don't know if I'd watch it again, though, or repeated viewings. It's probably not something that I would be into. because I think a one and done is a good one for this one, whether you liked it or not. Let me know your thoughts if you've seen Skinamarink. All right, we have another really cool one from Kino Lorber, and it is Tales from the Gimli Hospital Redux. This is Guy Madden. If you're familiar with Guy Madden, he makes kind of real artsy stuff, lots of black and white, some silent stuff. He's a Canadian filmmaker. Really interesting stuff, really cool visuals. So this one's being released by Kino Lorber, and I will probably be getting this one as well. My pocketbook is not going to like me too much this month. All right, next up we have a fun one, and it's a very underrated movie despite its title, and that title is Zombie Ass, Toilet of the Dead. This is one of those like splatterfest Japanese, crazy splatterpunk movies. Not splatterpunk, but like splatter movies. And like I said, despite the title, it's actually quite entertaining, and it's funny. It's creepy. It's gross. It's all of that. But if you like zombie movies, or if you like the splatter movies, definitely check this one out. Highly recommend it. All right, next up we have Red Sun, and this one is about this girl named Peggy, and her roommates. They lure these men in to their little commune, and they end up killing them all by the fifth day. So this one sounds really interesting too. I think it came out in 1970. So yeah, this might be a hidden gem right here. I'm not sure, but it sounds very intriguing. Right now, I don't cover a lot of anime on this channel, but I wanted to throw this one out there. It is a live-action remake of Whisper of the Heart, the Studio Ghibli movie, which I love. Actually, it's a really great. It's not horror. It's it's a romantic drama thing. But this is a live action version, so I'm interested to see how they did this one, because it's gonna be kind of a trip, I think. All right, and that is it for the 20th of June. So now we move on to the 27th of June, the last Tuesday of the month. But we have a lot to cover, so let's do it. First up on 4K, the big release, of course, is Evil Dead Rise. It's being released on 4K, Blu-ray, and DVD, and digital, of course. So I'll be getting this to complete my Evil Dead collection. I have yet to see it, believe it or not, but that's okay. I know I'm pretty much going to like it, so I'm not too worried. Alrighty, and the other big 4K release is National Lampoon's Vacation. Of course, this is an absolute classic, comedy classic with Chevy Chase, Beverly D'Angelo, Anthony Michael Hall. You know the drill. So it finally comes to 4K, so I'm looking forward to that as well. All right, we have quite a few 4Ks on the 27th, including Mallrats from Arrow. I thought this was previously released, but I don't think it was on 4K. I think it was just on Blu-ray, because it has the same cover and everything. Mallrats is another Kevin Smith classic. Especially if you like early Kevin Smith, this is a must-have. And next up on 4K, we've got Waterworld from Arrow. I might be picking this one up because it's Arrow, and like I said, they always do a great job. And Waterworld is a pretty interesting movie. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. All right, and the final 4K from the 27th will be Creep Show from 1982. Again, another classic everyone must see. It's a horror anthology, Stephen King. It's 5 stories, directed by George Romero. What's not to love about this movie? And I wasn't mistaken, there are more 4Ks. We have Motel Hell, which is another classic of early 80s horror. Just remember to eat Farmer Vincent's smoked meats. And the final 4K being released on the 27th is The Cold Eyes of Fear from Indicator. This one seems to be a kind of a giallo. It's about a playboy picking up this girl and bringing her back home, and they find a corpse and some robbers or something, Anyway, it seems pretty interesting. And again, Indicator is another really good company, so I'm looking forward to this one. So now we move on to the Blu-rays, and this is the really interesting one. It is called Enter the Video Store: Empire of Screams, and it is comprised of 5 different movies, including The Dungeon Master, Dolls, Cellar Dweller, Arena, and Robot Jocks. I've been a big fan of Arena for a long time, and not a lot of people have seen it. It's a very cool, like sci-fi boxing movie, sort of. Robot Jocks and is great. Dolls is awesome. Cellar Dweller is good. They're all good. This is a really good one, and it's from Arrow, so you know the picture quality is going to be fantastic. And yeah, so I'm very interested in this one. All right, and Criterion is releasing the Blu-ray box set of Pasolini 101, and as you can see, it does feature 9 films. And from what I remember, I don't believe they've released any of these before. So this is kind of like in addition to the other Pasolini box set they released with, I think, 3 or 4 movies in it. So yeah, so if you're a Pasolini completist, this is definitely a must-have. I'm very interested because he was a really interesting filmmaker. So this should be really cool. And we're also getting a women in prison movie called Prison Girls in 3D. They are releasing a Blu-ray and a DVD, even though the DVD is not listed on this particular page. There is also a DVD coming out of it as well. Like I said, it is a women in prison movie, and it's going to be being released by Kino Lorber. Right, next up on Blu-ray and DVD, we have The Tank. Now, I had not heard of this one until recently, but it does seem pretty cool. And it is from Welgo Entertainment, and as you can read right here, After unexpectedly inheriting a mysterious abandoned coastal property, Ben packs up his family and travels to explore the place, bewildered about why his mother had never mentioned its existence. However, her reason for secrecy soon becomes clear when the family accidentally frees the ancient, long-dormant creature that had terrorized the entire region for generations, including Beth's own parents. All right, next up we have a real doozy here from Severin. We have Alien from the Abyss from director Antonio Margheriti. So this is a monster movie from Antonio Margheriti, and it even kind of goes into kaiju territory from what I've gathered. So this one is very high on my list. Again, Severin Films is not a company that a lot of people talk about, but yet they consistently put out really good quality releases. So I'm looking forward to this one a lot. All right, and next one is a Mystery Science Theater alum, and it's the Blu-ray of Extraterrestrial Visitors, aka Pod People. So this is Idiot Control Now. Idiot Control Now. Yeah, that's this movie, and it comes with the soundtrack. So how freaking awesome is that? Um, yeah, this one's again a very high on my list. I will be picking up both of these eventually. I can't wait. It's going to be good. All right, and the only TV show that I'm going to mention is Tales of the Walking Dead. So this is that 6-part um, individual episodes that they released, all kind of pre. I think it's all. I haven't seen them. I don't know, but they do seem interesting, and I am interested in watching it. So I'll eventually check this out. And from Discotheque Media, who often puts out a bunch of anime stuff, we have Bohachi Bushido, the Villain. Now this is live action. This is a live action samurai movie. And it's supposed to be sleazy and gory and all that good stuff. All right, and from Mutiny Pictures, we have a slasher called Last of the Grads. I know nothing about this. Again, I just heard about this today. So, but it sounds interesting, and I'm looking forward to it if that price comes down a little bit. And we do have a vampire film on the 27th called Midnight Sun. It's being released on Blu-ray and on DVD. Like I said, all I know about it is that it's a guy turning into a vampire. But yeah, there you go. That's up your alley. There you go. All right, next up we have kind of a weird one. It is called Morvern Caller. Uh, I'm probably mispronouncing that. Yeah, but anyway, it's she wakes up on Christmas morning to find her boyfriend dead, and she, instead of reporting it, she keeps him, and she passes off his novel as her own, uh, and all this crazy stuff starts happening. So and it's Samantha Morton, who is just freaking brilliant. So yeah, that one should be cool, and it's from Fun City Editions. All right, and finally we move on to the DVDs. First up, we have Summer House Slaughter from director Dustin Ferguson, and stars Ari Lehman from the first Jason from Friday the 13th. Yeah, I'm not sure what to think about this one. We'll see. I'm not too big a fan of Mr. Ferguson there, but yeah, so we'll see how this one is. And from Wild Eye, we have Flesh City, in which a portal gets opened up and all these creatures come out. So yeah, this one might be okay. I haven't seen anything or heard anything about this one, but we shall see. And finally, in true low budget fashion, we have the sequel, Penny Pinchers 2 Scenes from the Underground. This is yet another documentary about no budget filmmakers. Yeah, I'm not sure what I think about this, how they're having two being released like back to back basically. But it should be interesting to find out. So, all right, fiends, that is it for the month of June. Let me know what you think. What are you going to pick up? What are you interested in? Let me know in the comments below. I really want to know. And until next time, adiosi, Bella Lugosi.